What if the biggest gangster in England is the one who didn't even want the job? What if the polite, well-dressed aristocrat you underestimated just became the most dangerous man in the room? Season 1 ended with a single decision, and now there's no going back. Blood has been spilled, power has shifted, and the empire hiding beneath that peaceful countryside estate, it's about to go global. Let's talk about The Gentleman Season 2, because this isn't just a continuation. This is the moment Eddie Horniman stops surviving and starts conquering. Season 1's biggest tension wasn't just about the drug business. It was about control. Who actually runs this empire? The aristocrat who owns the land, or the crime family that built the system? Season 2 is going to explode that question. Because now we have Stanley Johnston entering the battlefield in a serious way. The smooth American billionaire with corporate ambition and zero emotional attachment to the old school rules. He doesn't care about British tradition. He doesn't care about legacy. He cares about expansion, scale, global domination. And that kind of mindset doesn't negotiate, it acquires. If Season 1 was about survival, Season 2 is about war. Eddie is no longer reacting, he's building power. And the most fascinating part of this upcoming season is watching whether he fully transforms into a crime lord or whether that inner moral conflict starts tearing him apart. Because here's the thing, Eddie still carries that soldier discipline, that sense of structure. He's not chaotic like Freddy. He's calculated, which makes him potentially more dangerous than anyone expected. And speaking of Freddy, let's not forget him. Freddy is unpredictable energy in human form. He's impulsive, emotional, constantly one bad decision away from disaster. But here's the twist. Sometimes in these power games, the reckless player is the one no one sees coming. Freddy could destroy everything Eddie is building, or he could accidentally become the piece that saves the family when the bigger sharks attack. Season 2 will likely dive deeper into that brother dynamic. Because now that Eddie has blood on his hands, how does that change how he sees Freddy? Does he protect him more? Or does he start viewing him as a liability? And then there's Bobby Glass. He may be behind bars, but prison in this universe doesn't mean powerless. It means contained, strategizing, observing. Bobby is old-school crime royalty. He understands loyalty, territory, and consequences. The real question for Season 2 is whether Bobby supports Eddie's rise or sees him as a temporary placeholder until he can reclaim full control. Because let's be honest, fathers in crime dramas rarely hand over power peacefully. The final moments of Season 1 weren't just dramatic. They were transformational. Eddie didn't just solve a problem. He embraced the lifestyle. The partnership between Eddie and Susie shifted from necessity to ambition. Season 2 will test that partnership. Can Eddie truly trust Susie, or is she slowly positioning herself to dominate the empire once Eddie does the dirty work? Susie has always been 2 steps ahead emotionally. She doesn't get attached to outcomes, she manages them. If international players like Stanley push harder, she may have to choose between loyalty to Eddie and loyalty to her family legacy. And that choice could fracture everything. We're also likely to see the operation expand beyond the countryside estate. The hidden farm setup was clever, but now that larger forces are circling, the game becomes global. Distribution networks, international investors, political pressure, money laundering at a scale that attracts attention from powerful institutions. The bigger you grow, the louder you become. And here's where the show's tone becomes even more interesting. The Gentleman isn't just about violence. It's about contrast. Aristocratic manners mixed with brutal underworld decisions, polite conversations hiding lethal intentions. That signature sharp dialogue will probably get even sharper in Season 2 because now everyone at the table knows exactly what they're capable of. Eddie is no longer pretending to be innocent. Susie is no longer testing him. Stanley is no longer observing. And Bobby is definitely not sleeping. Another thing to expect: higher stakes consequences. Season 1 built the world. Season 2 will break parts of it. Alliances will shift. Someone important may not survive. Because once you move from survival mode to dominance mode, the cost multiplies. Season 2 isn't just continuing a crime story. It's escalating a transformation, from inheritance to empire, from outsider to architect, from gentleman to kingpin. And if that finale was any indication, the countryside is about to become a battlefield. Stay tuned, because when this drops, we're breaking down